Well, hello. Hi, everyone. Um, so today's August 1st. Happy August. I love when it's the start of a new month. I think that's partly the reason why I decided on August 1st. It's like a new day to start fresh, a new month to start fresh, and just keep doing what we're doing. Um, so for today, I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about, well, of course, like it's a question and answer session, so feel free to um, ask me anything that comes to mind. But if not, or in the meantime, I know that a lot of you first semester, first block students are going to go into an exam on Monday. And I wanted to share with you all like a little bit of what I do for test day. In the morning, I usually wake up and I like to review material. I don't know. I know that people say like you can't really learn anything like the hour before, but I'm not really learning. I'm more so reviewing things that I'm not too comfortable with, and I just feel like it gives me peace of mind um, to basically just read it one more time, either a slide or maybe first aid on the section that I need. And then after that, I like to give myself like a mini pep talk. So I don't know if y'all do this, but I usually just tell myself to relax and take a deep breath. And I have a lotion, a hand lotion that is like anti-stress. And so I don't know, it's kind of like been a ritual for me. So I just like put it on my hands, like smell it a little, and um, then I go into the exam. And when I'm in the exam, all of the exam questions are basically um, clinical cases. So for the clinical cases, I what I try to do is kind of play detective and be an investigator. If the question stem is very long, I usually read the actual question, so the last sentence in the little paragraph first, and then I try to understand like what is being asked of me, and then I go and then I read the paragraph. And now these paragraphs usually they give you a lot of extra information, so don't get bogged down by that. So if the clinical case tells you all these symptoms and all of this like vital signs and stuff like that, don't don't get overwhelmed by the amount of detail and don't analyze that. You already know the question that you're trying to answer, and so just look for the key terms that will help you go and answer the question. So that's usually what I like to do. I come to realize, for example, at the end of the day, they're asking for like an enzyme, or at the end of the day, they're asking for the pathology, like the pathogenesis, or something like that. Then you kind of go into that mindset, and then as you read the question, you kind of differentiate between the material that you've been studying so far, and then hopefully that'll help you answer the question on your own, like in your head, and then you can read through the question, through the answer choices, and kind of like do elimination. So it depends. I usually go that order, or I just read the question, quickly look at the answer choices if it's short, so I have an idea as well, and then I read the question stem, and then I answer my questions. And then usually I flag questions through the online service, Exemplify. They allow you to flag, so you can flag questions that you're unsure of, and I usually do questions that I want to go back to for sure, and that I'm unsure of. So I I do that. So I go through the entire question. Usually it's 60 questions in an hour and a half. Um, and then I go back to my flagged questions. And then if I have time, I've only had this happen to me a couple of times, but I like go through every question again. But at that point, I don't know. it's just like making sure that I click the right thing, And whenever I feel nervous during an exam, I usually I I don't know. I I start highlighting in green. They give you different color highlighters online, and I do green because I feel like I green implies like positivity for me, and so I try to be as positive as possible. So I do that. I avoid using red. I usually just go with the basic yellow, but when I'm feeling kind of like nervous or like I don't know things, I do that, and then I usually tell myself to like stop overreacting and just try to go slowly, to not read things fast, to just really like understand what is being asked of me. So I hope that helps. I hope you all do well on your exams. I can't say anything regarding my second year exams just because I haven't taken one yet. I'm taking my first exam on August 9th. So I have 1 week of new material and review coming up. And yeah, that's scary. And I don't even know. I'll tell you all about it, especially the cumulative exam that I'm going to face in Block 6. So I'll let you know. But for most of, or like all of my experience thus far with the exams has been to focus on all of the slides. I know that people do questions, and even I, like when I do boards and beyond questions and stuff like that, I don't do that for my fourth or third pass. My third and fourth pass is just reviewing the material again and basically focusing on what is on the slides, what was taught to me, just reviewing. And that honestly has been great for me. So I'm really hoping that it's the same case for me here in my second year, but I'll let you know if it's harder or not. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about exams. Um, Something else that I wanted to say was uh, confidence. Hi. If you have any questions, feel free to write them down. But right now, I was going to talk about confidence through a series of emails and a couple of like Twitter um, messages and stuff like that. I've come to realize that something that I find in common is like lack of confidence in our own abilities and in our own like backgrounds and stuff like that. um, I really, really hope that you all like work on that. I told myself in the beginning of before starting medical school, I told myself like I've heard of imposter syndrome. I am not going to go there. Like I always try to reassure myself and think of all the good things that I've accomplished and just tell myself that goes to prove, like scientifically prove, that I'm more than equipped and ready and capable of doing like accomplishing medical school and accomplishing this career altogether. And so I hope that you all find you're something that keeps you reassuring yourself. Please don't doubt yourself. It is possible. You can do it. We all can. And something that also helps me is to just see like different people succeed that come from my background. And that is really encouraging because it goes to show um, that we can do this. So just a reminder that I wanted to say because I don't know, I just want you all to be like a little bit more confident, and I'll work on my confidence too, especially this second year. Like it's really testing me, but yeah. So I see that we have a couple of people. Hello everyone, happy Sunday, happy August 1st. If you have any questions, let me know. But if not, I was just wondering, are you all like UAG current students? If so, are you like what block are you in? And yeah, anything. This is kind of like your time if you have anything to ask. I've been getting a lot of questions regarding um, Anki, and I think I'm gonna create a video just because I feel like I say the same thing to every person, which is basically that I'm not like the like best knowing Anki person. I just like learn what I learned in YouTube. If you are not familiar with Anki, I definitely recommend you to take like a day where you're completely free to just figure it out with YouTube. I'll put just a link of a video that I think I've shared already in one of my video descriptions, but it's basically a condensed version of like what to do or different places where you can find out more information. But I remember that I figured out Anki before school started, and it was weird. Anki is such a like not an intuitive program, so yeah. But I do think, or I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it who have taken step, and they say like you have to just be consistent. And I'm kind of scared because I haven't touched it yet for second year, and it's like really bothering me. But hopefully after this exam, I can do that because I don't think it's gonna happen for this exam for me. I just don't have time. I really don't because I need my game. My plan is to start my third pass on Friday, and then I go into Saturday, Sunday doing my fourth review, which means going over all of the classes again. And then my Monday is my exam. But it's crazy because that means that I have to finish all of the class material by Wednesday. So it's intense, especially because right now I'm a little behind with material from my previous weeks. But I'm slowly catching up. I have three more classes for today, actually. Like two and a half, I guess, because I'm almost like I'm doing one right now. Currently doing bacterial pathology um, class. So I'm learning any. Well, right now I'm specifically learning like how does the bacteria like infect a host cell and stuff like that. And then after that class, I want to go over the immunology class. How does the immune system react to viral infections, and then how does the um, how does the immune system um, react to bacterial infections? And I've put both of those to the back because, or all of them to the back because those all of them require me to go to the book. Unfortunately, like I can't follow along with the slides that I was given. Um, it's like too short-handed for me for the pathology lecture, and I know that they specifically get it from the Robbins pathology book, and so I'm just honestly reading paragraph by paragraph and then reading my the slides and then just like filling in blanks or like making connections that I just didn't see nor hear when I saw the lecture online. And also, I wanted to share that for all of the classes right now, or not all, but for my pathology and my immunology and my pharmacology, okay, basically almost all except for micro, I have officially decided that I'm going to 2 times or 2.5 times speed up the lectures just to understand. And I think I'm going to start doing that because I feel like time is something that I need, and it's just crazy because I literally like, for example, for tomorrow Monday, I'm going to go to class for probably like 2 hours. Thankfully, I think because it's only one class. But on Tuesday, I have like class for like 3 or 4 hours, and it's all just me doing class activities. And these class activities are hard. Like um, at least the ones that I'm receiving, they require a lot of like internet usage. So I use PubChem for any pharmacy related question, and Medscape for anything that has either like a pharmaceutical drug or even a disease. Both of those are free. For Medscape, you have to create like a little sign in, but it's free. And then the PubChem, you just go to PubChem, and they just give you everything in terms of like mechanism of action, metabolism, absorption, which is all these little details that are required of us to know for these pharmacology lectures. And anyways, these activities, they require just like looking into a specific disease that, by the way, it's not even really focused on the like class. So slightly annoying because it's like extra material that I don't think like I'm understanding in that moment of like rush, but it is what it is. And um, like some of you said in the comments of my previous video, I just need to adapt. So yeah, I'm adapting. I'm just letting you know how it is. And I'm accepting it like it is what it is. I'm going to go to class and I don't have time and I just need to change my ways, which is why I'm going to speed up the lectures because I don't feel comfortable not looking at the lectures, like the lecture recording, because I know that it's going to bother me. So it's like a happy middle ground because I just need time to do everything and sleep and eat and just like break, you know. I can't like burn out. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, and something else that I'm doing now is I'm the vice president for the internal medicine interest group at UAG. So UAG has like a couple of organizations, student organizations, but as of right now, the only two official ones are the ACP, the internal medicine group, and AMSA, which is the other one. But they're slowly but surely growing. More and more organizations are coming up and becoming official with UAG approval, which is great. There's going to be a pediatrics group for sure, and a cardiology group, and an emergency medicine, and a psychiatry club. So all like that's super exciting because that means that all these people, all these students interested in other like specialties can go and join them, and they're creating their own events, or like eventually will, because it's slowly becoming a thing. So that's cool. Something new um, about second year is that somewhere along the lines, I believe it's block 10. I don't remember. I think it's like near the end of first semester of second year, and then it's from February to like April 30th when we're out. Um, we're gonna do like a research and methods class, which essentially is working with a group. From what I've heard, I don't know. Y'all can correct me if I say it wrong because this is just word of mouth information. But these groups of like 5 or so are going to be assigned to different professors, and these professors will like slowly like prepare you by reading, telling you to read like a different research paper or something like that. And I think it's all related eventually so that you can do your own research with your group. And usually, I think these research papers are like literature reviews, or like if you're going to propose an experimental one but not actually do an experiment. So I'm really interested in that. I really want to go and do a literature review, and of course, I want to do it into something that's like gastrointestinal, just because I feel like that realm of like medicine is very interesting to me and I want to know more. And so anything that's like extra that I get to choose, I want to do that. Um, hi, hi, Dr. Griff. Buenas tardes. I wanted to tell you I haven't had time to like really go into the comments, but I read them, and you're totally right about adapting to this new way. And it wasn't until this message that it occurred to me that you did UAG Medical School with the national students, so that's why your classes were in Spanish, and that's why you had like attendance, and then you mentioned something about how the U.S. students were older and they spoke like English. I get it now. It's because you were attending like the national program. There probably wasn't an international program yet. Like right now, there is a national program at UAG, and that's pure Spanish. And I'm in the international program. Exactly. Yeah, I just I'm sorry it took me so long, but it wasn't until like this last comment where I was like, of course, like he said that they were older. Yeah, I'm older too. Like I finished my bachelor's like in the US. Like it's so funny. But anyways, I appreciate your comments and your support always. I was just sharing with everyone how there's like a research opportunity, I guess like vaguely, to eventually write a literature review is what I feel like most people do, um, and it usually ends with a poster presentation. Usually, it's been in class where, sorry, on campus where people present their posters. I believe it might be along with the national students who also do a lot of like poster presentations, but I'm not too sure about that. Um, but I don't know if people actually go towards publishing. I think it depends on your group and then like the professor, if they help you go that route. I'm personally looking forward to that because I don't really have research experience, and that's something that I really honestly I didn't even understand research, like what it was, the importance of it, while I was in undergrad, and honestly it like it really like hurts me sometimes when I think about it, and I'm just like I could have gone to like some sort of research. There were so many research opportunities in my undergraduate school, but I didn't get it. I remember that my only research experience was me going into a summer like lab, and I was helping biology like a biologist go into like plants, and I essentially was collecting seeds in a really nice looking greenhouse. But I also did like PCR testing and like I worked with DNA somehow. I don't even remember. It was a long time ago, but I remember thinking like, no, I want to I want to really like work with patients. Like what am I doing here? This is not what I want. But that's because I didn't understand that like there's so many different types of research out there. I just thought that the only research opportunities were lab based or like bench work, and not even I didn't even know that there was like clinical cases. Hopefully when I go into my clinical rotations in third and fourth year, I get to at least like work on a clinical case because it'd be interesting to see how that process goes. And then of course like I'm really excited for like clinical rotations in general, but um that'll come for me later. Right now I don't know. Right now I'm just going to focus on trying to do well on my schoolwork, just so that I understand the material, and I really want to like focus on creating like extra time for me to do more UWorld questions because I haven't done any, and that really is scary. I know that step one is pass fail now, but I mean traditionally I'm not the best like test taker, so I feel like I need to expose myself to as many questions as possible, um, as soon as possible. I know for a fact that I'll probably study during my winter break, which is giving me a little bit of peace of mind, but we'll see. So for everybody here, how's it going? Tell me a little bit. How's your Sunday looking like? Um, I don't know. Do y'all have any questions? I'm just blabbing away. Um, I don't know if y'all are in like UAG right now, or if you're planning to apply, or like Dr. Griff, who's uh, already graduated, and I believe you did your residency and worked in New Jersey. Do you have any advice for us? I'm more than happy to read your comments to everybody, and we can talk about that. Um, yeah, hang in there. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, um, yeah, it's all about adapting. Like, I really thought that this week I was going to be able to push myself to cut my sleep a little. I usually try to get my 8 hours, but because I'm so behind on material, like understanding the material, I told myself to like sleep 6 hours because I've noticed that 6 hours is usually my minimum. And then if I do anything less than that, it's like really counterproductive and I'm just like falling asleep as I review or do anything. But I couldn't. Oh my goodness. I think maybe it's because of summer, where I slept a little bit better near the end of my summer. I don't know. That I just can't. I couldn't. I slept 7 hours last night, and that's okay. You know, something that happened to me that's like a little funny was that we're not funny. Well, it's funny now because I'm done with it, but I was doing my one of my classes. I was understanding the material, reading the book, and going through the slides at the same time. And I was almost done. I had 3 slides more, and I'm doing Pomodoro, which is like a study method where I focus for an hour and then I take 15 minutes break. I realized that that's what I usually like to do. Some people do 25 minutes of working and then like 10-minute break or 5-minute break, but I think the transition period from break to work usually takes me longer. So I I took realistically for me an hour and then 15 minutes is usually what I do. And I was done with my hour and I was so close to finishing my it was like a 68 slide presentation and I was on slide 65. And literally I was like no, I'm going to work through my break. It's okay, 15 minutes. I'm just going to finish. I'm so close. I'm going to finish. And then I don't know, like I zoomed in into my PDF and it just crashed like the the it closed on me. And then when I opened it again, the PDF, it like a lot of my notes were gone. I think starting from slide like 50 and down were gone. And I was so mad. Oh my goodness. It took me so much like I told myself like, all right, well, what a better time than to break now because I was so angry with technology and like for a second I was like myself, but no, because I pressed save. I saved my material and I don't know, I was just angry, but I took a break and then I went back into it and thankfully I remembered things. It's just that I always like to Google words that I don't know. And I remembered like I think all but one or two of them. And it was awesome because I guess that really meant that I remembered, but hopefully it's more than just short term memory. Um, we'll see in my third review. But yeah, that was very infuriating, but I got it done and it's like that. Oh well. um oh, something that I wanted to tell you all is that I'm gonna make a video on it, but I recently got my ECFMG ID. Um, so for US IMGs, so that's what we'll be when we graduate from UAG. In order for you to take your step, you need to have a ECFMG ID. And I'm not too sure of the process, so I'm only going to show you a video of how I got my ID first, and then as I figure it all along, I'll show you so that hopefully it's easier for y'all to go through the process too. But I got my ID, and I'll show you all that. And so I was super excited because that meant that like one step closer, I guess, to my step one. And once I graduate, um, and I want to, okay, from my understanding, in order for me to apply to residency, a lot of residencies require ECFMG certification. There are some schools or residencies that I believe are okay if you don't have it when you apply, but they want you to have it by the time of your interview or something like that. Um, and usually for you to be ECFMG certified, you need to have taken your step one and your step two CK, which is clinical knowledge, and an exam OET, which is, from my understanding, it's just like a English writing, listening, hearing, I think speaking exam. It's just because ECFMG in general, it's like a program for all international medical schools that want to, like, all these students who go to schools, let's say in like I don't know, Pakistan or something like that. Like, if they want to go to a U.S. residency, they have to get ECFMG certified. Oh, and something else that you need for your certification is being graduated from your medical school. And so, with that said, like, it was very real for me to get my ID. It's really exciting, and also scary because step one is like that much closer. But yeah, I'll share with you all that. So I just wanted y'all to know, and maybe y'all can look into it a little bit more as I like make a video on it. I'll be a little bit more precise with what it means and such. But from the top of my head, that's like all I can say. I do know that for you to take a step at UAG, you're not required actually to take step one or two for you to graduate or for you to go to clinical rotations. So it's basically on you. And thankfully, we do have like some time to study for it, like 2 months within the summer in between second and third year. So that's good, and I'm happy for that. But I really want to get the process of like signing up for step one correctly. Um, just because I have a friend who recently who is now in her third year clinical rotations, but I guess she signed up incorrectly, and I didn't really ask her the details of it yet, just because I haven't tried myself, or I'm not familiar enough to ask specific questions. But that was scary because then that means that she was, from my understanding, she was studying for the exam and then couldn't take it, and just because she, I guess, signed up for it incorrectly, and that's scary because I don't want to like deal with all that. Um, but it's good to know so that I can be more like cautious with my preparation, and I want to like prepare as soon as possible. All I know is that UAG requires you to take a practice step exam if you're going to sign up for it, and I think it's an MBME exam, or I think it's like any full-ish exam, and your score has to be like a 225. I have not asked them yet if they're going to change that, just because now it's like pass fail. But from my understanding, it's still the same 225 in order for UAG to give you the green light for you to sign up for step one. So yeah, I don't know by when I'll have to like take my practice exam that gives that 225, and then sign up for step. Like, it's kind of scary because it's kind of like in all within that summer. And like, what if there's no spots for my step one? Like, I don't want to go out of state. I don't know. It's all these things that just like come to my mind every time I think about step one. besides the actual exam and like doing well. But yeah. Um, what else? Oh, I saw recently a video on one a YouTuber who took her step one, and she said that Pathoma was like really high yield information. So Pathoma is a video service, kind of like Boards and Beyond, but it's just pure pathology, and it separates it into different like systems, I believe, and and yeah, it's very highly recommended. So I do want to look into that. Right now, I'm not using it for this exam, just because each video, I've seen the videos that are like available right now, and I think they're like let's say a 15-minute video, and my disease that I'm studying is like a 2 3 minute section of that 15-minute video, and it's just not worth my time to try to like scroll through, especially because I'm already behind. But yeah, and then also a lot of people are using sketchy micro and sketchy form apparently are like the better of the sketchies to use for step one. um, I used I saw one sketchy video, and my experience with it was that it didn't really teach me the material. So sketchy is basically like a cute little picture, and I saw the one for herpes 1 and 2, and it was just a picture of, let's say, like a man, and he was like drawn in a certain way where as the person who's talking in the video explains certain things about herpes, like different and animations are appearing. And so I saw it in hopes of me like really understanding and remembering the material, but I realized that it's more of a mnemonic type of video. So it's not really for me to learn. I think people do learn from it though, but I just can't. I need to see, for example, one part of the video mentioned giant cells were something that are seen like histologically, and then they showed like a small little giant like car, like toy car or something like that. But what if I didn't know what a giant cell was and like how it looked like and stuff like that? Same thing goes for like they mentioned Cowdrey bodies, and I'm just like, whoa, what is a Cowdrey body? And don't show me like cow stains on this guy's shirt. I need to understand like histologically how or like what it is. But I get it. It's for you to remember the mnemonics, and like look at me, like I just remembered it, but it's it's not enough for me. I need to understand the material. So what I've been doing is I've been seeing Boards and Beyond videos to understand, and of course like the slides and like the book if needed, but to first understand and then go into using micro for like remembering. um so that's how I would recommend you all to use it as well. You can see what I'm talking about by going to YouTube and just looking up Pixarize. It's basically Pixarize is basically like Sketchy, except I guess it's a different company. I don't know. I don't really use Pixarize, but it works for a lot of people, both Pixarize and Sketchy. But I've just heard that Sketchy Micro and Sketchy Farm are both like very recommended for step. Um, yeah, so just wanted to say that since I kind of forgot to mention that in my last video, and I think it's important for y'all to at least like know about it and look into it so that you know more you know more about it. Um, so yeah, I think that's what I truly prepared for. If you joined in late, I do talk about like test strategies and just like a little bit on increasing our confidence overall and in our capabilities, because we're all more than capable of succeeding. It's just about changing, adapting, to the different things that are required of us. I was speaking to a third year now, and she was telling me how second year just gets harder. That's scary. So I'm really hoping to like do do well, to handle this block very well. That way I can just continue doing whatever worked um, there on later. Thanks, Diana. Yeah, I do got this. Um, yeah, I have like these little post-its. I don't know if y'all do post-its, but I love writing little post-its of like positive affirmations. And I usually have them like in front of my computer screen. I took them all down this um, for this new year because I realized that I do like looking at them, but I also like writing them. And so they were already like kind of falling down anyway, so I have them saved. But I do like to write down little like reminders that like help me to keep going. So it's things like "you got this" or "don't doubt yourself," or or my favorite one from last year was "you can catch up, just keep at it." And yeah, I think I'm gonna write that one again because I can catch up, and I just have to keep at it, keep focused, not overwhelm myself, and not think about how much I don't know or how much I need to do because that is stressful just thinking about the amount of time and effort. But if I just focus on like on the task at hand, I know that I can just finish whatever I need to finish. So that's like my advice for you all as well. I recommend you to write down little post-its of whatever helps you feel sure of yourself, and then also like it helps you believe it, you know, and to focus on the task at hand and not to like overwhelm yourself. So yeah, best of luck to everybody with your exams and in life in general, school or work or whatever you're up to. I know these are tough times. Um, yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Actually, that reminded me of something like I was helping, like in my free time, I was helping my uncle. Um, I was helping a relative here fly, make plans to fly over to Peru, which is where I'm from. And because of COVID, there's regulations, flying regulations, where you need to have like a negative test by like 3 days before, and also like fill out a document saying that you're COVID free. And my uncle wasn't aware of that, and I was just like because I knew about it, and I'm more like tech. I guess like I know a little bit more. I told him to just text me and I'll help him out. And I was helping him, and I helped him find like a testing location that was like free of cost, and just like helping him calculate stuff like when to do it, when to take the test, and how to submit it, or like what to do. And then the day the day before his flight, he gets a call saying that his father passed away, and that was the only reason why he was going to go, was to visit his father who was in a hospital. And that just like it puts everything in perspective, like everything that we're dealing with right now, or like what it made helped me, or like made me think of, like trying to relate it to my life, was just like no matter how hard things are, like the real world is still happening outside, you know, and like real things, like even if I'm in my own world, in my own mind, thinking like I'm so I'm so behind, and like I can't believe that my slides just disappeared, or I can't believe that my exam is like coming up and I still don't know these things and whatever. Like it's gonna be okay. Just try your best, and know that there's like other like things that could have happened, or like it could be worse, you know. I don't know if that helps, but at least like that's kind of what like what I started to think about, and just like put life into perspective. Like, okay, I could be complaining about X, Y, and Z, but at the end of it, I do have my health, and I do I do have like my family and stuff like that. And so I don't know, it's making me emotional. I'm an emotional person just because like I really felt for my uncle who just like who's so close, so freaking close. But it's like that. Life is like that, and I really hope that all of you are safe. You know, with like taking care of yourself. You know, still like wearing your mask, and please get vaccinated if you're not vaccinated. Um, yeah, right now, I mentioned that in that UAG was going to be in person, and a couple there's apparently a couple of cases now, or maybe there's just one, but people have been exposed to COVID, and everybody who's in person is now going to be online, from my understanding, for the rest of the block. Um, and it's just so it's very unfortunate for the people who decided to go to Guadalajara and be excited to be in person, but at the same time, like, our health is just way more important, and other people's health is like more important than, like, trying to get that like clinical experience, like, like, don't I don't know, at least that's just how I think. I don't know, I don't want to like be um like very strongly opinionated against something you think, but I really do believe that we should just put like our health and everybody's health like first. And if we can be working from home, then work from home. We can study from home, then that'd be great. And if we're going in person, to just always be cautious and wear our masks, and still like sanitize and stuff like that. So I know, I'm sorry I went like grim, Dr. Griff. It's just like, I don't know what I said that triggered my memory, and I guess I'm still processing. Um, it's just a lot. But anyways, I hope everyone is well. I guess that's why my focus has been lately, for everybody to be well mentally, like, and take breaks for sure. Um, I take breaks, but my breaks are usually watching like television, or I'm working on a puzzle right now, and literally I lost the page of like what the puzzle is supposed to look like. So I'm going based off of the box, and the box picture is like this small, but it's entertaining. I just have it there waiting for me whenever I do need a break. It's fun. I don't know. So take breaks, do whatever makes you happy, enjoy life, and also try to like still succeed in your goals. Like, have a nice balance. Um, Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Does anyone like have a question for me, or a topic that you would want me to talk about? Um, because if not, we're like nearing the end of the hour that I usually do these YouTube lives. I hope that these are helpful, um, and that like they're worth your time. uh, just because I do want this to be something where, if you have any questions, just like ask me right now, because usually your questions are something that I've that others are like probably wondering. Like, there's no dumb questions, especially if like I'm willing to just repeat or like explain in a different way or whatever. Like, I really do want all of you all to succeed. I know that it's like tough out there. So yeah, I appreciate you all for supporting my channel. I know that I'm like always sporadically like posting, but I do try, and I always think of new ideas, and it's just so like crazy because I have more ideas than I have time to film and edit, and it's just like, whatever. I do what I can when I can, right? And not stress about it. Yeah. All right, then. I guess then have a good rest of your Sunday. Hope this week goes well for you. Best of luck with everything that you're doing. Take care of yourselves and wish me luck for my exam. All right, everybody. Bye. Have a good day.